each note legatissimo. You must get to the point. That's it. Beethoven remains constantly contemporary. This music really deals with the completeness and the innermost nature of the human condition. It is about the necessity to push yourself to the limit. It does not shy away from the extremes. That out of chaos, out of strife, comes a new order.
I was born in a little town of Andalusia in the south of Spain. An elderly woman told my family, "Oh, okay, we need young children for the big band of the town. Okay, why not?" I was 8 years old, no more. When I was a child, I was very lively, very energetic, very nervous all the time. But I think it's a very good idea to learn music. Why not? At first, I learned to play clarinet. It's possible, I don't know, but I like very much clarinet and all winds instrument. But an aunt of mine who said to me, "Oh my God, not clarinet, please, play piano, it's much better." Okay, why not play the piano? I remember that my first contact with the music were absolutely natural. Now it's different, I think, because you have to think what's very important, because come here, the critic, the audience, all the people, but it may be unconscious contact, but I think it was a joy to be a first contact with music, only with natural, only with a child soul. It's absolutely different now, I think. It's different, not better, not worse, it's different.
Bravo. Bravo.
Thanks.
You play this, of course, wonderfully, because one of the great difficulties of this movement is to get the fluidity of it. It's very, very easy for it to stop every 4 bars. And you have you get the wonderful sense of shape, and you get a very, very mellow sound. But, there always has to be a but. But the sound you play is almost the whole time as if you would speak only with vowels and no consonants.
I know.
Sometimes you need the consonants. For the beginning of the sound, you need a consonant. Don't forget, the sound is not here. You literally bring these sounds into this world. I mean, physically, not metaphysically. You bring these sounds into this room. And the minute you finish playing, they're gone. All what you played has disappeared already. Therefore, the first sound is very important, because the first sound is what breaks the silence. And of course you can start out of nothing and see that the piece starts out of the silence. But I think at the beginning of this movement, even though it is soft and mellow, it must have a beginning, because it's not in the nature of an introduction, it is not in the nature of an improvisation, it's a thematic, it's a statement.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, something that could have the nature of an improvisation thing. It's a statement, and as a statement, it must be very clear when the silence stops and you start.
Sound has a beginning, has a duration, and it then moves on to another sound, or it dies away. And this is what gives it the human quality. When I talk about the human condition, it is this, that every note is like alive, in the sense that it comes out of nothing, is here, develops, grows, etc., and disappears or gives place to the next one. And for me, this is in a way, the very definition of the human condition, and it is also the tragic element in music through sound.
The second but about, if you allow me, about the sound, the second but is that you have a very, very sensitive hand to make so many different colors in the sound. I'm not so sure that all these colors are adequate for this. If you were playing Debussy and think wonderful for the Debussy preludes to get all kinds of shades and things, I think Beethoven requires that the sound always has a center to it. In the whole aesthetic of that time, and in the German aesthetic, if you want, if I may be allowed a small exaggeration and paraphrase, what is beautiful is automatically has a hint of superficiality. For something to be deep and important, it cannot be beautiful and have color and have ornaments.
Okay.
Of course, it's a paraphrase, what I'm saying.
Okay.
But be careful that you don't get, this a sound that is only a matter of color and not a matter of substance. Okay. We speak very often about sound in terms of color. This instrument or that voice has a very dark color or a very bright color. I don't think that this is important, and in any case, it only shows how we react to it subjectively. What is objective about the sound is that it has weight, that it starts at a given moment, that it sustains throughout a certain amount of time, and then it dies, and then it finishes. And I think this is what is important. And therefore, for this, the sound, in this music particularly, must have always a center in the sound. And it requires, in that respect, like a language, consonants and vowels. Especially when you start something, the first note, and also after you play, this note must start again, and not. You know, this is a little bit only the end of something. You must be able to make this sound like the end of what has come and the beginning of something new at the same time. And help yourself with the left hand. Very discreetly, but to make absolutely clear to the ear that something new, that a new statement has started. Would you like to start again? Can I stop you now?
Oh, it's okay, Absolutely.
See, this is too long. This is too long. I'm sorry.
Second.
I'm sorry, yeah. 2, 3, 1. And don't lose, Javier, don't lose the expressivity in the sound, in the ornament.
It's real, okay.
It's not only color.
Según intention, okay.
Always espressivo, always has expressive. There's nothing ornamental in this music, nothing only for color, for impression, always with substance, always with espressivo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Also, there's a very important new element that comes in here. Several important elements. The first one is subito piano, crescendo. And crescendo and then subito piano means you give the illusion that you are going somewhere else. Instead of which you go. But you must have the courage to make the crescendo as if you are going to go to a mezzo forte or to a forte. And then at the last moment, like a precipice, you don't jump.
Okay.
You go to the piano. But if you make it too round so that at the end of the crescendo, if you play...
Right.
If you round it like this, for me it is a lack of courage, of going to the end of something, and then it stops. You do that with the pedal, at the last moment, okay? Then you land on the dominant, right? To go to that. What does he do after that? He puts a melodic transitory note. Has harmonically not a function in the chord. It is and release. Now, there are many aspects. We can talk about this bar for a long time if you want. There are many aspects that are new. One of the aspects, however, that I want to mention now is that until now you had a very steady rhythm, simple rhythm. Now you get an extra expressive element, which is the trill. You must integrate the trill in that and not play the trill as a mechanical element of one speed. Try to vary the speed of the trill. Maybe that you start a little bit slower and then get faster and then slower again, but not. You have a wonderful trill, but it must stay expressed. It's not.
It's a consequence of a melody.
As a consequence of the integral part of the melody.
I know.
And then. And as soft as you are, you must have enough room to then come down before you start again. Okay?
Okay. It's this one, for instance.
I think when you make more crescendo, at the moment that you make more crescendo, I would play a little slower the trill.
Okay.
Because it has more time to absorb the increase in volume. Not the one.
Okay, reduce it. Okay.
Yeah, this is too abrupt. Once more.
Okay.
Not too short, the last note. That's very good. Javier, please play it once more, the beginning.
Okay.
And be careful now when you play now that you don't go. I know I said because of the tension in the chord, but melodically it must go.
It's not obvious. I know.
Yeah, this is good. Sorry, I'm sorry. When you play this was very wonderful now, the line. Now, in the right hand you start something new, yes?
Okay.
This must have a different sound from this. It's the same harmony. It's the same, if you want, character of music. But it has another element. It's an element, first of all, it's a one voice. Obviously one voice with a subsidiary voice in the left hand, almost like an accompaniment. Whereas before you had four voices. Now you have one voice as a main voice. It needs the contact for the sound here, this point in the finger, not just dream, or not only dream, the substance has to be very clear so that the sound has a real center in it. And I know the feeling because I've been through it so many times. But when you play something like this and you want to start something new, the tendency is to start. Whereas the left hand must be totally independent. The left hand must play as if it already has been playing all the time. And not start. So that you get the syncopation, the second note, almost like a reaction to that, So that after...
It's fixed, it's a motor.
It's already there, and only now it begins. And he tried to find really the on each note, wonderful legato you have, wonderful. Within that legato, that you have the center of each note present, and not
concrete. I know. It's not sure. It's Beethoven.
A little bit. No, this is too much, only color. See, the more, when I say more intensity, I don't mean more volume.
Okay.
Or the content, but the more intensity, the more release you will get here. If you play, you will have to first to play too much.
Okay.
Yes, but look, you get three times. Reply with the same rhythm. Okay? Tonic, dominant, dominant, tonic. Now, new, and sforzando. This needs the strongest consonant. But each one must already have a consonant. You know, it's not... consonant. Also here, soft but consonant. And you need to sustain, create the illusion that you know, everybody thinks the piano, the minute you play the note, it stops. It's not true. You create the illusion, it just says, and then you release. Mm-hmm. Okay? Keeps going. Yeah, that's very good. But you've created so much tension. You have one more tiradi, one more turn.
So you have to write.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, otherwise, there's a difference. The last moment of the design change. And be a little bit more careful that you always the same, that sometimes you get a little bit like... Yeah, they're very good. I'm sorry. No, you remember the third bar? Now you get... one expect, if we remember one expect, instead, and the clash must be a little bit, and then you can know. You need maybe a little bit of time to prepare that, a little bit of time to prepare the change. It's too soon. Now, you know, when there's dum bum 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 bum, there's a point. You must be able to play this as this was in two voices, two instruments. You know, one playing, and the other. So so that it has an inner rhythm. This is why I think the points are there, the dots are there from Beethoven. Otherwise it becomes also really... So that even that is not just a passage, but has an expressive purpose. Here you have also the element of the sound and the silence.
Yeah, you have sense to feel the silence, I know.
The silence must be louder than the sound. Otherwise,
It's not interesting.
keep the hand on the keyboard until, and then let it go. It doesn't have to be, I don't mean that, but so that you have really like a string instrument playing, cello and bass.
Slow.
And you get the winds. This is the wonderful thing about our instrument, that we can really orchestrate them. So you must get the different groups. I cannot explain why it is that certain sounds or combinations of sounds have or inspire us to emotional responses, whether it is pain or whether it is pleasure or whether it is laughter or whether it is... I don't know, but it's a fascinating subject. I think that sound as such is capable, in any case, of penetrating into the depth of the human soul. I really, genuinely believe that. Okay? Maybe once more from there. No. The connection. Crescendo, and to the end, crescendo. Yeah, you must go to the end.
At the end, crescendo.
The end of the crescendo. There are two aspects about the crescendo, as there are about the diminuendo. How much and how quick. Very often we make too much crescendo too soon, and then we get to the point where we can't do any more at the end. Therefore, when you create a content that is more tense, you need more time. Mm-hmm. When you have a singer that sings with a lighter voice, you have to take the music a little bit more flowing than if you have a singer who has a very heavy voice, who needs the time for the heaviness. When you move a heavy object, it goes slower. Sometimes we forget that. Therefore, in a moment of the crescendo, before a subito piano, at the end, the worst thing we can do is to get faster. Because it's just when there is the maximum amount of volume and also of intensity coming up, and it's just before the precipice. I'm exaggerating now, but you see, but it's much better.
Not surprised.
No, you must really fill it up to the end as if you don't want to let go. And then suddenly the subito piano. If you were going to a forte, you couldn't do that. No, but with the subito piano, it's very,
flexible,
very important, the end of the crescendo. Maybe you play from here. And don't lose. Tom, pom, 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 pom. Substance. Yeah, can we go back for a moment? When you get here, especially in this register of the piano, we are always concerned that it sounds very like a tin. And this, of course, you don't have. You have a wonderful, mellow sound. But you must hear the small interval as against big interval. Not only color, not only.
Yes, what have you said? It's Beethoven, you know.
And now, listen. And very important that you don't play the last note in each group of the left hand too slow. You play.
I know. Inside.
And change the expressivity. Very often in Beethoven you have figures that are in given intervals, big or small intervals. And then in the middle something changes. This is always a very important moment to watch because it means something is changing. You know, very famous Eroica, it's only arpeggio. It's nothing to speak of. And then it's not only the change, the harmonic modulation, is also that the interval is big, and now very small, tight. If you could keep the notes, they would clash, whereas here they would not clash. When the intervals are small, usually they have more tension than when the intervals. This is octaves.
It's okay.
Now, because you hear this, and now you get. That's why it's very important that it doesn't sound a little bit as if you always you want to keep, always you want to fight the natural tendency for the sound to die and to get short.
Okay.
Huh? And then you get, you get and then get the low point, low. In order to make a crescendo, this must be a little bit less so that you can structure it. Huh?
Okay, step by
Maybe
step.
from each one. T, T. Yeah, this is very good. You know, until now, we have all the time been moving in the area of piano. Crescendo, piano. Crescendo, piano. Now we get to really forte. Even if the forte is not aggressive, which it shouldn't be, but it still must have, you know, always the fight against the resistance. Don't play Fight against the sound wanting to die. Then this you will get all the and here I think you must really each articulation twice and again. Now you get. I would like to hear a little more the opposite direction of the bass and the soprano, and then. Dominant,
to the tonic of that, to the E flat. Don't hurry that, you're playing.
Okay.
See, I don't have to play. I don't mean that.
Okay, I know.
But not.
Okay, it's more.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, maybe here. No more. Subito. No. Javier, how do you think about the direction? Do you think para, 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 or you think para, para, para?
Okay.
No, but how do you think? Do you think to the second note, tara, tara, or you think from the first note, tara, tara, tara?
Maybe from the first, I think.
I think so too. You try it's a step, tara, tara. You come always a hair too soon on the second note. You go tara, 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 tara. Like you know it's going to happen, but you don't want it to happen, and you try to hold it. Once more. There's not enough end of the crescendo and subito piano. I think you have to give a little more sound so that you get the subito piano. There is more to it. You don't forget you play, also harmonically, you play E flat and the dominant with its 7. So, this is what the ear expects, instead of which you get. Think crescendo through the note, subito piano, and then move. Yeah. Left hand. One, down, bum, da 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 bum, 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 ba da ba da ba da da Yeah, and each one you da 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 da. First attempt did not succeed. Second attempt did not succeed. Third attempt. Aha, this succeeds because of the modulation. So don't fall into it. Take a little bit of time to place it. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's much better. Now the left hand is a little too loud. You will not hear that. Always play, don't play ta 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 ta. Always the change. Da 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 da. That's it. I think this is all we have time for today. It's wonderful. Bravo.
The paradox is that music, absolute music, only expresses itself through sound. Opera and songs is different. Take the Beethoven sonate. They only express themselves through sound. but they obviously have a content. It's not just sound. The problem is that this content cannot really be articulated in an objective, rational, scientific way with words. Were it possible to articulate it in a rational, scientific way, the music would be unnecessary. But the fact that it is not possible to articulate it in a rational, scientific way doesn't mean that it doesn't have a content. And therefore, the question is, what is this content and how do we realize it? So whatever we say about it in many ways is more about how we react and we feel about the music than about the music itself, because the music can only really speak through sound. The only thing I think that is, to me, very clear, that the music is about the human condition. And the music has everything that a great human being is capable of in thought, in feeling, in intuition, in temperament, in character. All the different attributes of the human condition are in this music, probably in any music, but in this music, maybe more than in others.
I've gone there a lot, but I wouldn't say it's the greatest.
It's hard to know what really serendipity really
So I like to you. I said, yeah, before it comes to I do for you. Darling, that is the Jewish way.
That is great. Brilliant.
That's really
Made it.